Hi guys, it's Lisa Murphy and I am back for two more story time, porch time, circle time, story time, patio time, porch time books for you. I'm going to read first Little Lumpty, which you might not have heard of, and The Snowy Day, which is an absolute classic. Little Lumpty by Miko Amai. And if you're not familiar with Humpty Dumpty, you might want to read that first. Otherwise, there's no real context here. Little Lumpty. In the town of Dumpty, there was a very, very, very high wall. Humpty Dumpty had fallen from it long, long ago, but the people still remembered him. Every day the children played by the wall and they sang, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Little Lumpty loved that wall, and he always dreamed about climbing to the very top. Don't you ever do that, said Lumpty's mama. Remember, all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty back together again. But Lumpty could not stop thinking about that wall. One day on his way home from school, he found a very long ladder and he dragged it over to the wall. And he climbed up and up and up until he reached the top of the wall. There's my house, he said, and there's my school, and I can almost touch the clouds. Lumpty was so happy that he danced and he danced along the top of that wall like a tightrope walker. If only my friends could see me now. But then Lumpty looked down, and that was a big mistake. His legs began to shake and tremble. Oh no, I don't think I can get back to my ladder. What if I'm not home by dinner time? It was getting dark and the birds were flying home to their nests, but still Lumpty could not move. Suddenly, he remembered Dumpty's great fall. Help, help, said Lumpty. Everyone in town rushed outside to see what was wrong. How can we save him, said an old man. We need a very big blanket, said his mother. I will go and get one. So they stretched the blanket out at the bottom of the wall. Jump, Lumpty, jump! Jump, Lumpty, jump! And Lumpty took a very deep breath, and he threw himself down into the night air, and he bounced once, twice, 3 times, and came safely to rest on the blanket. Mama, I'm so sorry. I just had to see what it looked like from up there. He was so glad to be home. But I still love that wall, he whispered, just before he fell asleep. Little Lumpty. All right, what's next? The Snowy Day. The Snowy Day. Classic, Ezra Jack Keats. Hold on, let me get to the first page. This is a very old copy, so sometimes the pages stick together. Here we go. One winter morning, Peter woke up, and he looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night, and it covered absolutely everything as far as his eyes could see. Oopsie, there we go. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very, very high along the street to make a path for walking. Probably because somebody maybe had shoveled it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this, and then for a while he walked with his toes pointing in like this. And then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And then he found a stick, something sticking out of the snow, and it made a new track. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, onto Peter's head. There he is walking away. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough just yet. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. And he pretended he was a mountain climber, and he climbed up, up, up a great big, tall, heaping mountain of snow, and then he slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow, and another, and still another. And he packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow, and then he went inside his very warm house. He told his mama all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. He thought and he thought and he thought all about his adventures. Before going to bed, he looked in his pocket, and his pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there, and he felt very sad. Sometimes when I read this book to children, they think that there might be the snowball, that somehow it got into his bed. While he slept, he dreamt that the sun had melted all of the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone, and the snow was still everywhere, and new snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went outside together into the deep, deep snow. And that's the end of The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. Have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.